Welcome, classic rock fans, to an episode of From the Wish List, where I get to show a smidgen of appreciation for those of you who have done likewise and sent me stuff for my channel. And the first one is this wonderful, wonderful album, Chris Squire, Fish Out of Water. I don't know who actually sent it. There was no slip in the package to denote a name or anything, but this is... I used to have this on vinyl many years ago, but this is the first time I've heard this album for a long time, and I truly thank whoever sent this for doing just that and sending it. It's a wonderful record. Of course, it was recorded at Chris Squire's studio in Virginia Waters, where he was currently living. I believe the same place that Yes actually recorded the Relayer album, if I'm not mistaken. But it's that time in Yes when they were putting out solo albums. A lot of you have barked at me for not listening to the Patron one from about '76. It is on the Amazon wish list, and hopefully one day I'll get round to giving it a listen. But certainly you had John Anson's Elias of Sun Hillow. There was a wonderful review of Elias of Sun Hillow, which is currently on my Patreon. You should check that out. And of course the excellent Steve Howe first solo album, if I'm not mistaken, an album which doesn't seem to be in print at the moment, certainly not on CD. I'm hoping maybe we'll get a nice deluxe edition of that. But this one, listening to it the other night, really enjoyed it. Obviously, as you can imagine, it's very bass heavy, which is an absolute delight when it's Chris Squire playing. Can't help but feel though I'd rather like the odd electric guitar flourish on there as well. Some wonderful keyboard work by Patrick Moraz on here as well. He was a remarkable player. I love the time when Yes had those very flamboyant players like Wakeman and Patrick Moraz. Really, I kind of miss that sort of level of almost exhibitionism on the keyboards. And Capes, of course, let's not forget Capes. And of course it also features Bill Bruford, not to mention King Crimson saxophonist, I believe Mel Collins. And for those of you who are a big fan of the Canterbury scene, it also features the flautist Jimmy Hastings. The reason why this stuff is appreciated at the moment is, as I've said on my Patreon, I've stopped buying stuff at the moment. My family are going through a period of transition, shall we say, and I need to rein it in terms of what I'm buying. Don't get me wrong, I mean, the Rolling Stones released the 40th anniversary of Tattoo You, the Beatles' Let It Be, deluxe sets have come out, Floyd have just put out the remixed version of Momentary Lapse of Reason, which is a much better album than it used to be. And I'm sat in the corner salivating like Pavlov's dog, but I have to show some restraint, which is why it's doubly appreciated for any of you who do actually send stuff to my channel via the Amazon wish list. The next item on my wish list is this one, Bruce Springsteen's Greetings from Asbury Park. I'd like to thank Stuart Ball for sending this to me. It's an album that I haven't had on CD ever, I don't think. I think I may have had a vinyl copy of it many years ago. It's a bit of a motif with me, actually, because as I said, I've lost all my vinyl and CDs over the years. I'm getting a nice collection now, getting it all back to what it used to be, in part thanks to you guys. But anyway, this one is, it's a great album. It's, it does Lost in the Flood. I saw him do that at Wembley. What a song that is. And it also contains Blinded by the Light. Probably sacrilegious to say this, but I rather prefer, is it the Manfred Mann's Earth Band, their version of this one. Spirit in the Night, what a great song. I think Lester Bangs at this juncture calls Springsteen a daring new artist, but also comments on his very verbose nature. I mean, Springsteen was hugely influenced by Dylan at this juncture, and his lyrics tended to be packed to the point that his words were virtually tripping over themselves. And of course, this is a point picked up by Robert Christgau out of a Cream magazine, and he says that, if I may quote, Springsteen's songs are dominated by the kind of mannered emotional transparency and absurdist energy that made Bob Dylan a genius instead of a talent. I think it's fair to say those early Springsteen albums are absolutely brimming with a kind of feral energy. The next item from the wish list was sent by Patrick O'Neill, and he sent me this album by the Dirty Knobs. I don't actually remember putting this on my wish list, actually, so it took me by surprise when it finally arrived. I thought maybe I'd get a kind of a feral punk type thing with this from the name of the band, but I listened to a couple of the tracks, and it actually seems quite a nice southern bluesy drawl sound to it. I really enjoyed them, so thank you so much, Patrick, for sending this one to me. So I thank you so much for sending these little gifts to the channel. It's much appreciated. I thank you so much for being subscribers, patrons, and everything you do. Do take a moment to check some of the links below this video. There's the Amazon wishlist link there. There's links to make donations, or even just to like the Facebook page and follow me there as well. It's all good stuff. So thank you so much. I will leave, as I always do, by hoping that you stay well and stay healthy and keep listening.